Okay, this is what I did with a complete drawing sheet. Whereas we'll see how to do this in a smaller version of it. Let's start doing it with a smaller version using a A4 size sheet. To start this, things that you need are, you predominantly need two scales, a compass, a pencil, and a blade if required. Let's begin. Initially, I'll be marking a center point of the page. From there, I will draw a hexagon. To draw a hexagon, I'll just use a compass, draw a circle. Oops, sorry. Draw a circle and start dividing the circle. So I have taken the circle and divided into 6 equal parts with the same radius. So that's how I got 6 different points. I'm using a red color pencil only to make it more visible, and I will start drawing, connecting the points that I got, so that I'll be getting a perfect hexagon. So here I got the hexagon drawn. So now what I will do is I'll just extend these lines to the extreme ends of the paper. As you can see here, these lines are extended to the extreme lines of the paper. That's where you will make the crease marks for the spiral. So this is how it looks when I extend all the edges of the hexagon to the extreme ends. Let's assume the radius as r, keeping as this radius as a distance. I will divide each legs into equal parts. You can see I'm using a compass, and I'll start marking to get equal spaces. So this is very important. So when you draw the circle, do not change the dimension of the legs of your compass, so that you can keep that as a master for your next references. As you can see, I can have equally divided all the legs into equal parts with the length of r. Now what I would do is I would bisect this angle into a center angle, which may seem like this. I'll do the same for all the other legs. So I'll be getting a bisecting angle. So as you can see, I have bisected this angle using this center bisector, and I am using a straight line from this point to connect these bisectors, so that I'll be getting a bisecting line. This line bisects this angle. So this angle is half of this angle. So similarly, I'll be doing the same for all the other legs. And on all the legs of the hexagon, I shall mark these points, as you can see. So take two corners of the hexagon, exactly opposite corners, as you can see, and connect it up to the bisecting angle line. And once you do that, you can see that this point is parallel with this. So immediately what you can do is you can connect that angle, that point with this. With that, extend it to the next bisecting line. So if this is 0 and 1, going to the next one, 0, 1, take the second one, second point. For the second point, do the same thing. So you can observe here, I'm going straight to the next bisecting line. Here I'm counting the number, here it was 2, so I'm counting number 0, 1, 2, 3. I'll be connecting it to the third point to the next bisecting line from this bisecting line. So here once again 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the maximum, that's the limit of this paper. The paper is only limited to have 4 points for this particular hexagon. So I will connect it to the next point, as you can see here. Maybe we may have some 6 points as well. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here I'm going for the 6th point. Yes, you can clearly see this is a spiral that I have generated. Now as I did for this side, I'm going to do for the other sides as well. I'll show you the example of this side, so the other sides will be same, repetitive, so I'll not be boring you with that one. I'll be joining this with the first point of the next leg to the next bisecting line. As you can see, this is the spiral that you will be getting. Since this is a A4 size sheet, so I need it something round like this. So I need something round very similar to this. So what I will do is I'll cut the incomplete parts of it. For example, this is where the incomplete part is. So as you can see, I'll make these markings where I'll be cutting. So this is the last one, so I'll be cutting away with this, cutting away this part. Similarly, attaching to this, I shall be cutting away with this part. Attaching to this, cutting away with this part. So after marking this, you can start cutting. You can observe that the outer hexagon what we marked is very similar to the inner hexagon, and it's only twisted by a certain degree. So this is what we got. Do not worry, this is a smaller version of what I showed you earlier, because this is done from a A4 size sheet. So definitely this will be smaller, and it will be good to you to start with a smaller section, smaller sketch. So going forward, whatever I marked in red, these lines will be the valley folds, and the mark that I marked in pencil, this will be the mountain folds. All these are mountain folds, and the one which I marked in red are valley folds. To do a valley fold, I take the help of two scales, as I told you earlier to have two scales, and I use one underneath and one above, and by sweeping across from the starting point, I'll just make a crease till the line ends. So that's how you can see back. You get a valley fold over here, which will be easy to fold up to wherever you want. Do not continue this crease. If you continue, it will create a very messy thing. Only stop at where it stops. As you can see, it stopped over here. So I'll be doing the same for the rest of the creases. I'll be doing the same for the rest of the red color legs. So you can see that's how I made the valley creases. When I turn around, you can see how it has been formed. Now we need to do the mountain crease. For that, you can just pinch the two parts. You need to be a little bit careful. Comes with practice. Pinch it. Start. Do not pinch it too hard so that it may tear off the paper. So we do the mountain crease, and the same will be done for the rest of the legs. So as you can see the formation happening. So once you are done with the mountain and the valley creases, then you start folding it. Takes a lot of patience to do. The fold has to happen with these markings which I had already done. These markings. You have to work on it. Work on those markings. So when you fold it, you'll get something similar to this. You can try opening it up, and it opens beautifully. Since you will not get a much better effect because it's a smaller one, but when you do a bigger one, you can try doing a bigger one like this, and it will be really amazing. You can give it to your kids to play.